Hello and welcome to Friday's Cricket Happening show, which is totally packed with lots of cricket coming your way. And as I'm talking, there are two matches right now underway. The match that is underway right now is between Australia and England, and Australia are sailing along smoothly. They are 258 for 2. We are in we are in day two here. This is in reply to England being all out for 346 yesterday, and that's a live cricket update. Australia 258 for 2 right now as I'm speaking, and New Zealand currently, Pakistan are touring New Zealand. This is the first one-day international which has kick-started the Pakistan tour of New Zealand at Basin Reserve in Wellington, where New Zealand definitely got off like a real train when Colin Munro, in his current form, was smashing the Pakistani bowlers all across the park. And right now, as I'm speaking to you, we are into the 40th over here at the Basin Reserve in Wellington, and New Zealand, Pakistan were the ones who won the toss, and New Zealand right now are 228 for 4 with Henry Nicholls not out on 12. Kane Williamson, the skipper, is on the verge of a century. He's just 10 runs shy of that. 90 of 96 deliveries, 7 fours and 1 6 currently taking strike here. And as far as Australia is concerned, I have to share this by saying that Stephen Smith today has already joined some real legends in international cricket. One is Sir Donald Bradman and also Sir Garfield Sobers of the West Indies, as he has become the second fastest batsman to 6,000 runs in Test cricket. And not only that, he requires another 27 runs, so that will take him to his 4th century of the Ashes series, and that would put him in Bradman territory. So that is what one is waiting to see, whether Stephen Smith can make the 4th century of the Ashes series. Well, so these two things I am definitely going to come back, but I'm going to start off with a wonderful start to the India-South Africa series today, and one was waiting for this as it's a mouth-watering battle, and one has to say that India definitely did very well with the ball, with Bhuvaneshwar Kumar striking in 3 overs, in the sense he kept on striking in his first 3 overs to reduce the South Africans to 12 for 3 at one point of time, and then only thanks to Du Plessis and de Villiers launching a counter-attack, the South Africans could muster 286. So a job well done by the Indians, no doubt about it. Not an easy pitch to bat on, I could say. There was real movement, there was pace and bounce on the pitch as well, and the Indians at close of play were reduced to 28 for 3, and I can really say that Indians are having their backs against the wall right now, and they have a real task on hand when they resume on the morrow. So I'm going to talk about that game right now. So just talking about it, South Africans were the ones who actually won the toss here at the Table Mountain, as we call it, in Cape Town, at Newlands in Cape Town, and it was the toss was won by South Africa, and Faf du Plessis did not have any hesitation in getting his wards out to bat first. And for India, it was Jasprit Bumrah who was given a Test debut. So just it started off with a very quiet over first coming from Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. In fact, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, I think the Indians had done their homework very well against the South Africans, and it was Bhuvaneshwar Kumar who actually drew first blood in this series against South Africa, when Dean Elgar, if you look at his record, I'm told he has been caught a lot of times in the slip cordon or behind the wicket, and definitely Bhuvaneshwar Kumar really did a wonderful turn for India as he pitched the ball outside in line with the off stump and made it seam away, and Dean Elgar was caught into it. He was caught behind by Saha of the bowling of Kumar for naught. So not a good beginning for South Africa at all. They were off to a disaster start, and then Markram was made to shuffle. I mean, he was given a ball which was different than Dean Elgar. In fact, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar got the ball to pitch and come in as an in-swinger. The ball actually moved in, and Markram actually going on to shuffle, shuffling towards the off stump, was trapped. LBW bowled Kumar for 5 with 1 boundary, and then Hashim Amla summed up the disastrous start that South Africa had as he poked at an outswinger from Bhuvaneshwar Kumar into the hands of Saha for 3, and that really left this South African innings hanging at 12 for 3. After that, it was the two main players at the crease, A.B. de Villiers and the captain du Plessis. Well, A.B. de Villiers was not overwhelmed by the situation. He thought the best way to actually go and deal with the Indian bowlers was to go on the attack, and that he definitely did. He had a few struggles. I thought a few edges went on the bat, but A.B. de Villiers was really playing a bit late. He was probably looking at the pitch, and he was, with his experience, he was able to play the ball a bit late on this particular pitch. As A.B. de Villiers and du Plessis put on a wonderful pass. A.B. de Villiers also went after Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, who had actually reduced the South Africans to 12 for 3, as he actually hit him for 4 fours in a single over, and du Plessis on the other hand was punishing anything which was shot outside the off stump, and this partnership was nicely blossoming at one point of time. From 12 for 3, South Africans recovered in a very big manner as 114 runs were added by de Villiers and du Plessis to take South Africa out of a hole. As that was happening, it was probably South Africans were 126 for 3 at the time, and A.B. de Villiers had already passed his 50. He had got 65 to his name with 11 boundaries, and that was the time Jasprit Bumrah, who was making his debut for India, struck, bowling a very good line. He had A.B. de Villiers clean bowled by a wonderful delivery, and that was a big wicket that India definitely wanted. And Bumrah, what a big catch for him. In fact, his debut wicket, I would say, his maiden wicket in Test cricket was A.B. de Villiers, and you would remember that, as he clean bowled him for 65 with 11 boundaries, and that left Quinton de Kock coming in, and Quinton de Kock following on the footsteps of A.B. de Villiers, as he also decided that counter-attacking is the best form of batting here on this particular wicket, and he was pretty successful. He was hitting boundaries, but Kumar came back onto his second spell and forced Quinton de Kock to get caught behind as he attempted an attacking shot against Kumar. He was gone for 43 with 7 boundaries. And before that, du Plessis was a goner as Hardik Pandya picked up his first wicket. In fact, India decided to have Hardik Pandya on squad and dropped Ajinkya Rahane, and du Plessis was caught behind the bowling of Pandya for 62 with 12 boundaries. But after that, it was Vernon Philander at the crease along with Keshav Maharaj. Vernon Philander hit a few good shots, but Mohammad Shami actually castled him for 23 with 4 boundaries. Keshav Maharaj indulged in some stroke play, hit a few bold strokes, but then it was a wonderful throw from Ashwin from mid-on as he threw the stumps directly, and Keshav Maharaj was wanting outside the crease. He was found outside the crease. He was gone for run out for 35, 3 fours and 1 6. And Ashwin, who has not taken a wicket in South Africa, finally did it, as Kagiso Rabada was caught behind the bowling of Ashwin after Rabada stuck there for quite some time and making 26 with 1 boundary. And Moni Morkel was LBW ball Ashwin for 2. Dale Steyn was playing today, which was a bit of a surprise after what the South African coach Otis Gibson has said the other day. It was a surprise. Probably they had a sort of suspense up their sleeve, as Dale Steyn was the one who remained unbeaten on 16 with 1 boundary. one has to say that India would be ruining the fact that the lower order really eked a lot of runs, and that really helped the South Africans to 286. But India would have been pretty happy with their bowlers' efforts here, and Bhuvneshwar Kumar in particular shining like real gold. 19 overs, 4 maidens, 87 runs and 4 wickets. Definitely deserved a fifer. Mohammad Shami, 16 overs, 6 maidens, 1 for 47. Jasprit Bumrah, 19 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 73. Pandya bowled 10 overs, 1 for 53, and Ashwin 7.1 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 21. Not an easy pitch to bat on, with the ball definitely doing something. But it was, I can tell you, it was a very, very sunny day here at Newlands in Cape Town. And India started the innings. They got 11 overs and they were severely tested. In fact, Murli Vijay was the first victim, as he was caught by Elgar or the bowling of Philander for 1. And Vijay scratched around, but he was out for 1. It was a testing overs. One end was 1 down. Philander. Dale Steyn was steaming in. Philander was getting the ball to swing. Morkel was getting the ball to bounce. And Shikhar Dhawan was the first wicket. Dale Steyn on his return to the South African bowling unit delivered for South Africa when he forced Shikhar Dhawan to top edge a pull, and Steyn was the one who really settled well under it and took an easy catch. So Dhawan was gone for 16 with 3 boundaries. After that, the Cheteshwar Pujara and Virat Kohli at the crease, and here comes Morne Morkel getting Virat Kohli's wicket, as Virat Kohli played at a ball which was moving away from him, and Quinton de Kock behind the stumps did the rest, and Morne Morkel was ecstatic, and why not? What a big fish they had, and South Africa would have thought that they have done half their job here with the wicket of Virat Kohli. Caught de Kock bowled Morkel for 5, and once again, one can say that South Africa were 12 for 3, the Indians were reduced to 27 for 3, and finally when stumps were drawn, Cheteshwar Pujara was guarding the Indian innings, not out on 5 with 1 boundary, and Rohit Sharma was not out on naught, 28 for 3, and it is very essential that this particular pair did what has to do what du Plessis and AB de Villiers did, and probably much more than what they did as well, to give India at least a chance, in the sense at least get them close to the South African total. But Cheteshwar Pujara's wicket would be something that South Africans would be wanting it very quickly tomorrow, because he's a stickler at the crease, as you know, and once he settles in, and nothing can really shake him. And so 28 for 3, definitely the Indian innings in tatters here. Philander 4 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 13, bowled the right lines. Dale Steyn really bowled lots of pace and venom. 4 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 13. Morne Morkel 2 overs, maiden, and the prize wicket of the Indian captain Virat Kohli. Rabada had just 1 over in which he gave us. So definitely a very strong bowling combination here from the South Africans, and India, I think, has their task really cut out on the morrow. They are still a long way to go to actually go and reach, and they don't have, they definitely have some batting to come in the form of Wriddhiman Shah and Pandya, Ashwin, but again I could say it's a big tail here for the Indians. So that is as far as India. So now let's shift the attention to the match. We are talking about the Australia versus England. I'll be talking about the today we are in day 3, sorry, I said day 2, sorry about it. So we are in day 3 here, and as I'm talking to you, Usman Khawaja has moved on to 128 with 12 fours and 1 6, his first century in the Ashes series, and also a welcome return to form for Usman Khawaja. Stephen Smith is not out on 81, 19 short of getting the 4th Ashes century, which would put him in elite territory with Sir Donald Bradman. 5 fours only, but what a knock from Stephen Smith. Every time he comes at the crease, he's so confident that one has to really marvel at this wonderful player that world cricket has been blessed with. So Stephen Smith and Usman Khwaja at the crease. Now I'm going to just talk about briefly on the story. I'm sure I definitely dwelt on the England innings yesterday in a very brief manner, where I said that the England lower order did a few things, like as I said, Broad and Curran swung it in the end to 346 all out, and 4 wickets for Josh Hazlewood, as I already talked about. And Australia in the first innings in reply, Bancroft was the first to go in the very second over when Broad actually got one through the defences of Bancroft for naught. David Warner played very well for his 56 with 6 boundaries, and then he was caught by Jonathan Anderson getting the ball to nip away, and Barstow taking the catch. And one thing I can say, Mason Crane on his debut, probably as a leg spinner, he was bound to get costly, but Mason Crane was very impressive. One could see in the commentators' box with Shane Warne, Mark Nicholas, and other famed commentators were definitely praising Mason Crane. He was really, and you know, when the living legend like Shane Warne speaks, one can understand what it was. So Mason Crane was very impressive. Even though he couldn't take a wicket, he was on the verge of taking a wicket when the ball actually fell from Usman Khwaja, actually fell between him and forward short leg, where Mason Crane with his youthful exuberance definitely made an effort to get to it, but definitely before Crane could not get a hand onto it as the ball hit the ground. So that was sad, and after that he also produced one wonderful delivery to Stephen Smith as well. So he definitely looked impressive. I thought he had a lot of variations in his bowling as well. Sometimes he was bowling flat, sometimes he was getting the ball to really give it a nice rip. And Mason Crane, I think, has a bright future here. So while I'm talking to you, Usman Khwaja has moved on to 132, 13-4 coming up here. So 273 for 2, and Mason Crane on his debut, 20 overs, no meetings, none for 70. One could probably not read into those figures. As I said, Mason Crane definitely looked a bright prospect for the future for England. Anderson, 22 overs, 10 minutes, 1 for 41, did a wonderful job. Broad was good, 16 overs, 2 minutes, 1 for 50. Moeen Ali, 21 overs, 4 minutes, 1 for 67. Tom Curran, 11.4, 240, none. And Joe Root, 1 over, none for 4. So right now as I'm talking to you, they're 273 for 2. So they're really piling it on here. And I think England would be hoping that they can get a quick breakthrough, because this partnership is moving along. In fact, it is moving to great proportions right now, because David Warner departed when the score was 86 yesterday, and right now it's 273. So this partnership has already yielded. They are almost close to the 200 mark now, this particular partnership between Usman Khwaja and Stephen Smith. It is basically, I would say it's 187 runs partnership unbroken, which is going very, very strong. So also, let me give you a live cricket update on the match. We are almost into the death overs here at the Basin Reserve in Wellington, where New Zealand currently are placed at 221 for 4 in the 38th over, not the death overs. We are in the 38th over here, as the score reads 221 for 4. Williamson is set to. So let's have a look at the scorecard and see as to what happened. So Pakistan won the toss here, and they decided that they would be fielding first. So they inserted the Kiwis in, and what a start for the Kiwis. Colin Munro definitely, as you know, is becoming the most dangerous player in New Zealand after the exit of Brendan McCullum, which I've already mentioned, and it was some thunderous stuff coming in from Colin Munro, as did not make a difference whether Mohammad Ami, Ruman Rice or Hassan Ali was bowling. He was going, he was the one who was really setting the tone, giving the really starting things on for the Kiwis with his big hitting. The way he hits, actually, he hits it through the line, as you know, so he was the one who started it all. They put up a very good partnership. The opening partnership had 83 on the board in 12.3 overs, and Munro's contribution was 58 of just 35 deliveries, 6 fours and 2 sixes, slammed with immense power. Martin Guptill's contribution was 48 with 4 fours and 2 sixes of 72 balls. So right now, as I'm talking to you, Williamson is not out on 99 of 105 balls, 7 fours and 1 six. A wonderfully crafted knock from Kane Williamson. Ross Taylor was bowled by Hassan Ali for 12. Tom Latham lost his wicket to Haim Ashraf. Henry Nichols has looked a pretty picture, not out on 31. As I'm talking to you, as soon as Kane Williamson gets to his century, I'll be off air from you, dear fans. Mohammad Amir, this is just a live cricket update. 260 for 4. So I'll try to see whether I can stay on till Kane Williamson hits his century. But let me see whether that will work right now. So I'll give you a live cricket update, and I'll be moving away from here. But the score still stands at 260 for 4, and Kane Williamson is still batting. Unfortunately, I won't be in a position to stand on. So with this live cricket update, this is your host Ram signing off for today. That's on a Friday, by saying very good night to all my dear friends and subscribers. Thank you.